Hey everyone, this is going to be a video in using tape diagrams to solve ratio problems, and this one is going to be an example of when the problem tells us a total quantity versus giving us one of the individual quantities or saying that there's more of one thing than the other. So the first thing we always want to do is find the ratio, and we have this problem says there are 7 cars for every 3 trucks. So I know I can make a ratio comparing the cars to the trucks. 7 cars for 3 trucks. So first we can do cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have our trucks. 1, 2, 3. So in this problem, they're saying 120 vehicles total. So we actually have to think about what these boxes mean. Now, these red pieces right here, or these red boxes, these red groups right here, these represent however many cars there are. We don't know how many cars there are, right? This doesn't actually say there are 7 cars and 3 trucks. It just says 7 cars for every 3 trucks. Well, what if we had 6 trucks? Well, that should mean then we have 14 cars, because there'd be 7 cars for every 3, and there's like 2 groups of 3 trucks if there were 6 trucks. So this isn't actually saying there's 7 cars in 3 trucks. So it's this tape diagram though shows that we have for 7 cars we would always have 3 of these. So for 7 of these we have 3 of these. So these are showing us how many cars we might have. Down here this is showing us how many trucks we might have. But this is telling us there's 120 vehicles total. So what would represent total? Would it just be the cars? Well, no, because it doesn't include the trucks, and it wouldn't just be the trucks because it doesn't include the cars. It's actually all the boxes. So we should be thinking that all of these boxes, the cars and the trucks together, right, those all equal 120 vehicles. So now, if we know that there's 120 vehicles, we can think then about how many of these different groups are there. Well, we have 7 of these, and we have 3 of these. So how many little pieces individually are there? There's 10 individual pieces or boxes, or 10 different groups. So if we know that we have 120 things, 120 vehicles split over all of these different groups, we can just do some little division. We can do 120, right, for 120 total vehicles, all the boxes, and we're going to divide that up by the 10 boxes. We want to find out how many cars or vehicles go in each one of these groups. And there's 10 groups, so 120 divided by 10, and that gives us 12. 12 vehicles in each group. You could say per group. Say group. You could call these boxes. I mean, they're kind of boxes. You could call them pieces of tape because they're a tape diagram, or groups. So 12 per group. So we know that each one of these has 12 in them. Right? They all have 12. So now that we know that there's 12 in each, we can actually add them together to find the total. So if there are 3 groups of 12 trucks, we know that that's going to be 36. And if we know that there is 7 groups of 12, 7 times 12 would be 84. So we know that there's 84 cars and 36 trucks. Let's do one more example. This one says there are 2 apples for every 3 peaches. If there are a total of 100 pieces of fruit, how many apples are there? So first, we want to identify the ratio. That's 2 apples for every 3 peaches. So here we have apples. We got 2 of those. And then we have peaches. And we have 3 of those. Okay, and it says that there's a total, if there are a total of 100 pieces of fruit. So a total of 100 pieces of fruit includes the apples and the peaches, right? If we just look at the apples, that's not the total fruit. What about the peaches? If we just look at these, is that the total? No, that's not the total because it doesn't include the apples. The total is going to be all the apples and all the peaches. So all of this together is equal to 100. Okay, so to solve for how much is in each box or each piece, we know that we have 100 pieces of fruit, and that's divided up by, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. So divided by 5 equals 20. So we know that each of these is 20. Since they're all equal, remember it's a ratio, so one thing has to be equal to another. They all have to be equivalent. So then using that, we could figure out that there's 40 apples. We're just adding these together. 20 plus 20 is 40. And the peaches, 20 peaches plus 20 peaches plus 20 peaches equals 60 peaches. And if we have 40 apples and 60 peaches, 40 plus 60 is 100 pieces of fruit. Hope that helps.